Here we go. Great. So just, quick introductions again. I'm Rob Soper, Senior Business Development Manager. Been with EagleView for about 7 years. Come from the industry. So grew up in roofing, been on the manufacturing side, installation side, sales, and been in the technology side now for, a number of years. And my role is to work with integration partners like Eric and his team at JobTread. So it's a great opportunity to move through all phases of kind of construction and construction management. And certainly the technology side has been advancing so fast, it's just hard to keep up with it. But yeah, this is a great opportunity to introduce to everybody JobTread and the integration that we just built. Go ahead, Eric. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I'm Eric Fortenberry, founder and CEO of JobTread. We built JobTread. I guess I first started it while I was running a construction company in 2018, and ended up building this out of a needs basis. I ended up taking over one of my buddy's construction companies. Actually, they were about 5 years in, doing around 5 million in sales, but just struggling to scale the business. Like really lacked a lot of systems and processes, and so they'd asked me to come over and help them figure out how to scale the business. And I went in and I just like immediately day one saw the chaos, like all the papers, the binders, like it just, really needed to get some organization in there, needed to get some systems. And I went out and kind of looked at all the construction project management software I could find, looked for something to help us with our estimating. And I felt like everything out there was either, had been pretty old, a little bit antiquated, cumbersome, going to be hard to customize, or super expensive. And the owners of the business were like, "Well, Eric, you're a software guy. Can't you just build us something?" It's like, well, hold on, not trying to recreate the wheel here, but did end up agreeing to do it under a couple conditions. Said I'd take over CEO, give them 1 year of my time, and everything I built was my intellectual property. And so ended up taking over that construction business in 2018. And for the course of that year, we built this out of a needs basis. Started with the estimating, and then went into the project management, scheduling, and then ultimately over to the invoicing, accounts payable, back office, kind of tied it all together. And ultimately we grew that company from 5 to 8 million in sales that year, and increased their gross profit by 43%. So in 2019 started JobTread, and just started working towards building out all of the features that any construction-based business would need to better manage their estimating, project management, the back office, and ultimately provide a great customer experience. So we've been at it now for I guess around 5 years. We've got over 4,300 customers on the platform. So it's been a great couple of years. And at this point, JobTread is an all-in-one construction, estimating, project management software. We help businesses to get organized, increase their profits, and ultimately build much better, much more scalable businesses that they can continue to scale out. And hopefully those owners don't have to have everything stuck in their own head. They can kind of put people in place and put these systems and processes that will help them to grow into the future. There's again, kind of, we won't go into all this, but on the JobTread platform, when we kind of look at the core functionality areas, I mean, you've got the sales and estimating pieces, the whole construction CRM, being able to send out those proposals, collect those e-signatures, having those cost catalogs, sending out bid requests. There's a lot of functionality geared towards helping you manage kind of that front end, getting the leads in there and getting them sold. And then once you do win those jobs, the project management side with change orders, scheduling, to-dos, daily logs, if you need your people clocking in and out, photos, files, all of that is all in one place. And then obviously the finances, the cash flow, is one of the most important parts, I would say, of any construction business. But we help you with all of the budgeting of your jobs, the job costing, creating those purchase orders, work orders, managing all the billing, and collecting all that AR. I mean, it's so important that people get paid for their hard-earned work. So we've got all those tools there. And then lastly, on the customer experience side, we want people to be able to have a great experience working with their contractor. So we have the client portal, where you can, as contractors, share as much as you want, with your customers, to keep them involved and engaged in the process, allowing them to make their selections, kind of see where they're at with the project. All the communications, messaging, everything flows through there. We've got the built-in homeowner financing, You can even collect your payments online. So, kind of JobTread in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at. Some of these, the big benefits. I mean, again, I think it's having the ability to create and templatize, your jobs and the budgets that you need to build for every job. Having that product catalog, all those materials that, that you're selling over and over, all of the labor, kind of setting up templates is what really helps you to streamline the estimating process. And then ultimately now with this integration with EagleView, we've got it set up where as you build out those templates and you create formulas, you can essentially just like within minutes when you pull in those measurement data from these EagleView reports, like it can just instantly build out your budget and give you that estimate ready to send off to the customer to get their signature. A couple features though that people really love is the selections and the upgrades, and I'll show you this here in a minute, but it gives you the ability to allow the customer to feel like, they're in the driver's seat where they can control the budget. They can decide, what options they want to have for their jobs. Just kind of gives them a little bit of, feeling of sort of being in a collaborative situation where they can make those decisions and kind of add those optional upgrades if they want. But I'd say too, like knowing your numbers, like we see, and after working with thousands of contractors, like one of the biggest challenges that we see they have is like not really understanding their numbers, not knowing, what their costs are, how they're pricing their jobs, based on, hopefully margin. A lot of people are just marking up their cost and they're thinking that they're making that in profit margin and they're not. So by using JobTread, you've got a tool to really help you better understand the financials of your projects and making sure that you're getting paid and that you're collecting, everything that you should be at the right times, and then delivering a much better customer experience. This day and age, it's so important that you involve your customers in the process, that you're sharing information with them, that they can see the daily logs and the photos and kind of know the progress is being made. And we see ultimately this is helping people to win more jobs, especially in a competitive landscape. Being able to have a project management system in place that you can bring up in your sales process to help those homeowners feel like, you're organized and that they're going to have a great experience with you. We see often, people, again, they buy from people they like, people they trust, and they believe are going to be easy to work with. And so that's the premise of JobTread is to help you, win more jobs and provide that much better experience that will ultimately result in getting those 5-star reviews for you. And back there to you, Rob.
Great. That was a great introduction, Eric. And I love the story. I was at your event in Denver, and you went into that story in a little more detail, and I hadn't heard it before. And I just think it's I love wildly successful, companies and leaders. And when I came down to visit your office in Dallas, you got such a strong team down there. So I mean, I just it's great to be in this partnership. Really is. Truly honest about that. For those of you on board who aren't totally familiar with EagleView, I always like to do like a quick EagleView 101, just so you kind of benchmark what we do. If you've been in the roofing industry for a long time, you're probably familiar with EagleView and EagleView measurement reports. But really, we're an imagery company. A lot of people don't know, kind of where we started. But we started a little over 20 years ago as a imagery and a report business, and we were separate. It was two different companies, and we merged in 2016. But we've got about 130 airplanes. We've got 96+% of the structures in the country imaged, and we use that imagery both orthogonal, which is top down, like you'd see with satellite, but really the unique thing we get is the oblique. So you see on the left picture, that's a picture of one of our airplanes. We have, all they do is fly imagery. They don't do anything else than fly with our, proprietary built camera systems, mounted to the fuselage. And we capture super high resolution images, not just from top down, but from the angle. So you can see on the right-hand side, you can see the actual kind of resolution and detail of structures that we can capture. Because we capture from the obliques, you can see the walls and the windows, the doors, garages, and all kinds of other features and attributes from a property, that's sitting on the property or from the conditions that are around it. We really were about Our best imagery is about 0.75 inches per pixel, where satellite is somewhere between 24 to 30 inches per pixel. So we're in that, it's about 70 times the resolution. And what that really means is accuracy. So to tie back to what you were saying, Eric, you got to know your numbers, and accuracy matters. And when you're bidding and you're controlling costs and you're trying to, optimize your solution, both internally and for the customer, accuracy matters all the time. Rounding doesn't help you from a financial perspective. So it's super important. 49,000 reports delivered in 24 hours. So we work with insurance companies, government agencies, contractors. We work across a variety of verticals. And when we have back-to-back hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico, and we've got tornadoes and storms rolling through Texas and Louisiana, we've got the capacity to continue to deliver it. So we're a larger business than a lot of people realize, and have a tremendous scale to keep up with the demands of both the insurance carriers and the contractors during catastrophic events. Our intellectual property is patented. We've got over 300 domestic and international patents, and we work in a variety of different verticals, including construction, solar, and government verticals. Our products really, for this discussion, the basis of our products related to the JobTread integration are residential construction reports and our commercial construction reports. Really, that's the basis of it. You can see the wireframe. So we detail out every little detail of the roof down to the inch or sub 1 inch in many instances. And because of our oblique imagery, we can see the elevations of the structures, so we can capture all that data and feed it into all the placeholders that JobTread has. So you can estimate roofing, siding, gutters, painting. If it's on the outside of a house, you can use the EagleView data in combination with the JobTread integration to leverage those estimates and to create those proposals and bid out your materials, the whole 9 yards. And you can do it with button clicks. And more importantly, you can do it without a site visit. I know you can never, avoid selling something without going to the house, and especially interfacing with the customer. But I know as the market matures, more and more people don't necessarily want to interface directly with a salesperson or a contractor initially. Obviously the work has to get done, so there's going to be personal one-on-one interaction. But I think a lot of people are becoming more and more comfortable with either online purchasing or purchasing from a distance using digital tools or digital experience to facilitate that, and that's where we fit in. But we also have solar solutions. We have drone solutions for insurance. We do data and analytics. We've got machine learning derived property data attributes. And one of the really important things that we do is disaster response. So we work with government agencies like the hurricanes that rolled through, Tampa and North Florida this year. We'll fly as soon as the weather clears, and we'll donate the imagery before we put it into our own production systems. We'll donate that imagery out to government first responders, so they can see literally within 48 hours after a storm comes through. They have tiled server imagery that's almost real time. And we have the scale to be able to do that across the entire state of Florida when a hurricane comes through, aside from, maybe going out there and droning a neighborhood or something like that. Our scale is remarkable. But all those things bundled together into JobTread really make this a valuable integration. And Eric, I'll pass it back to you to really talk about the in-depth part of that.
Yeah, I mean, this, has been an awesome collaboration with you guys. I mean, I remember, Rob, you and I met, I think maybe in 2021, 2022 before, I think either of us really sort of had the right technology in place to be able to pull in the measurement data and the information, and so it's been awesome to just sort of continually work towards that, together. And, at the end of the day, it was, I guess, earlier this year, I was reached back out. I was like, hey, I think we're finally ready. We now have a place in JobTread where we can take and put all of this measurement data directly into what we call parameters within the budget. And so, this now, through this integration, it allows you to not only, create the job and directly order your EagleView reports. Those reports, as soon as they're ready, they will automatically be added directly to the job. that report is all right there within that job. And then after that, you can import the measurement data, that we pull from the EagleView into your job and into these parameters. And so when you have your budget templates set up that are leveraging these parameters, it can automatically do the material takeoff and calculate what you need to do that job, whether you're replacing the whole roof, you're replacing the siding, whatever report you've run. And as long as that matches the formulas that you've set up in your budget templates, it's going to drastically streamline the process of getting that estimate extremely accurate and ready to be sent to the homeowner. So what we can do is essentially, I think, is it my next slide here? So yeah, so I'm going to actually switch over here and show you a quick demo of what this might look like. So over here, we're in JobTread. This is your home dashboard. You've got an activity feed of everything happening across all your jobs. You can see all of your active jobs, any pending, customer orders. Those are like the proposals that you've sent, all your open invoices, bills, things like that. Over here on the left, kind of the main navigation, all the different features that are available. I mean, if you want to see kind of a schedule of all your jobs that you've got, currently underway or that you've got planned, you can see all that right here. But I'm just going to come over here to the jobs. This is where I'm going to see all of my jobs. I'm actually just we're going to create a new job. So I think we got one. Let's go under Matthew Couch here, and we'll go ahead and just do it at that location. So, this allows you to build out and kind of, these are all completely customizable. You can decide, what information, kind of the phases, you can have default values. I'm just going to kind of, I skip through some of this here, but, once you create this job, this is going to allow you over here in the dashboard, like this is where, you can come in and essentially manage the entire job. So, typically what would happen, as you would go in, you can essentially use this manage EagleView reports. So on this particular one, we've actually already run some reports, but normally you would just come over here and you'd click this order new report button. And this is going to allow you to come in and select any one of the reports that are available through your EagleView account. So there are tons of different reports that you can pull in. And again, as long as you've got your budget template, which I'll show you again, kind of set up to match this, the sky's the limit. Like whatever report you need, you're able to come in here and do. I think we'll probably just kind of skip past ordering one because, it does take a little bit to get run and actually done. But as you can see, there's a lot of options for when you're running these reports. And so this is going to pull in all of the reports for that specific address. So if you have already run the report on EagleView and you ended up coming here and creating the job after, you're still going to be able to get access to them. So it's nice. It's all queued in based on the address. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this add to job. So, this would automatically essentially happen once you order the report. But since we got a couple of them on here, and we'll see once I did that, here's where that report automatically got dropped into this job. And so all of the great information that you're already used to getting, is all right here, all contained in that report and was automatically added to the job. Now, what we're going to do over in the budget, this is where you're going to come and you're going to import one of those budget templates that I've been talking about that you would set up over here in the catalog. So I've just kind of built this one out. We're gonna look at this from a roofing standpoint. And so in here, this is where when I expand it, you can see I've already set this up. We've got formulas that are already set up to calculate my material takeoff, and everything in here is TBD right now because again, we haven't imported the parameters. So once I go back over here to the EagleView section, we can see here's the measurements. And so this is where I now have the option. If I want to import everything, I can. If I didn't want to, import something, or if I wanted to, change the names, like, you can kind of customize this. If you already had values in those parameters, like you would see that, hey, this is going to override it. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to import all of these measurements that came directly from that report. I'm going to go back into my budget. And now you're going to see that all of these quantities and everything has been populated based on the measurement data that came in and was saved right here in the parameters. Again, if I needed to add any additional things or kind of modify anything, I could. Totally up to you. We'll go ahead and save that though. And now that we've got all of this information available to us, we're going to just we're going to create a new document. This is where, we'll call it a proposal. These are kind of the 5 different document types that you can create. So if you did want to send out a bid request to your sub or supplier, you can. All of the customer orders, you get to set up these different document templates. Your invoicing, your POs, work orders, but we're just gonna go ahead and create a proposal. I'm gonna add everything in here. Everything's already been priced out. I've already set up this template here, to essentially kind of show just the information that I want to show. If you did want to give them a full blown, kind of breakdown of every single price and even all the line items, like within that, like you can show or hide as much information as you want. Totally up to you. We see most people though kind of like to give, here's sort of that base, but then you want to give them those optional, selections or those optional upgrades. And so this is where, they can actually come in, the customer can come in and make those choices about what they want to order. And so, again, as you see, we've got a range here. So it's the minimum to the maximum based on those selection. So we'll go with these luxury shingles, and that's going to finalize that price. Again, maybe they'll, maybe we don't want that. They could downgrade, but it gives them the ability. You can have all of your contract terms also in here. Like, if you want to leave some fill in the blanks, or if you already had certain schedules, like there's a lot of different options on what you can do with the with your contracts. And so once you've essentially finalized this document, this is what allows you to, essentially to send it off. If you wanted to, collect a, online credit card, ACH, you can do that if you have that enabled. You can require the signature. I highly recommend it. If you needed to collect, maybe a husband and a wife on there, you can add multiple signatures as well. If you want to enable the homeowner financing, you can do that. So lots of different options, but this is when you're now going to send this off to, to the customer, and they're going to get that email. They're going to be able to review it, make their selection, sign it, and then ultimately you're going to have an approved order right there in your job. And at that point, you'd be able to turn around and go make the purchase orders, order the material, even get into the scheduling, things like that. So, I think that's like the real value of this EagleView integration, is being able to very quickly get the measurement data, from that report without having to go retype it in, without having to recalculate everything. Gives you a really quick and easy way to be able to do that. And the integration setup is super easy too. I mean, you just come over here to the integrations tab, and you're going to go to this EagleView, integration tile, and basically you're just going to connect your account. I've already connected this one, but very, very simple. You just connect it, you log in, and there you go. Everything that that you have access, all the reports that you can do is directly available to you in your JobTread now. So I see a couple questions over here that came in. Do you have base contract templates set up in JobTread? So we do have, we do have several different kind of options of info. Again, you can come in to these different templates here, and you can see, all of the different, it's very customizable. So, our customer success team will work with you to essentially, if you already have, contract terms, conditions, things that you want to get moved over, we can help migrate that over. Or if you're looking for, a new contract, we do have a partnership with the Cromings law firm, where they will actually get you at a fixed rate. You can come in and order a new contract that is already going to come pre-formatted for JobTread, but they will kind of work with you to customize that. And then we also have a bunch of templates that are available in our help desk. Over here, you can see there's a template section, and so I think we've started adding a handful of these different kind of budget templates. Like if you wanted to have a starting point, you could do that. But again, a lot of people, you've already been selling and managing these jobs, most likely in an Excel, or if you have Xactimate template that you want to use, like we can help you get that imported directly into your catalog, so that you don't have to keep recreating the wheel over and over. We will help you kind of set that up. So this is that that one that we're looking at here. We're essentially just kind of helping you build that out so that it's very, very turnkey every time you do that. I see Tim here asks, does it work for repairs as opposed to a full replacement? Absolutely, Tim. I mean, again, we've designed JobTread to work for any construction-based business. So, in this budget, it's very, very much kind of whatever the job calls for. If you don't necessarily have a template already set up, like that's totally fine. You can come in here and just build out any sort of, whatever, we're gonna, let's say we have, roof repairs, we could go in and essentially just create a new group here, and we could just start adding, kind of the different line items, to do whatever. Like, it's very much, you can build this on the fly if you want. That'll kind of make it even easier for you to do that. We also just added a really neat feature the other day, where you can, from our catalog and from here, like, we could actually use this web clipper tool that'll allow you to, whoever you're buying from, whether it's, Home Depot, Lowe's, SRS, ABC, Beacon, like, you can directly grab that information and just clip that straight to the job, so that it's even easier for you to kind of build out and add the different line items to that. I hope that answers your question, but one other thing I would point out is that we are continuing to work with, and right now we're setting up the integrations with all of the suppliers, distributors, from Home Depot to SRS Distribution, ABC Supply, Beacon. Like, we're really excited to also be able to directly integrate to further streamline the process of helping you to get all of these, the materials ordered, to get it directly submitted. At the end of the day, we're giving you a lot of the project management features in here that are going to help you manage that job as well. So let's say, you've got your, pre-built, roof replacement template, and we can come in and select, our start date, and essentially just import that. And so, like, kind of however much detail you want to get into, you can build out these templates, you can build out your to-do list, all of the daily logs. Like, this allows all of your team members, your subcontractors, to directly work within this job, to upload, their files, their photos, to mark task off as complete. If you have employees, they need them to clock in and out, they can do that on the time. Everything is all contained right here in this one job. Happy to, kind of stop and answer any additional questions that, that we might have. I see Michelle here. We're familiar with EagleView, mentioned and its integration with JobTread. What other platforms does JobTread integrate? Yeah, so we've got a integration with both QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop. Definitely recommend the QuickBooks Online. It's a two-way sync, much better, a lot more functionality in real time. We have a company cam integration as well. We're working on the SRS ABC. Let's see. So the syncing with the email platform. So when you send out your communications, when those initiate from JobTread, your customer, as well as your subs, or even your employees, like, anyone can reply to those emails, and that'll automatically log it directly into JobTread. So to that extent, it does have that. But you do have to initiate the conversation over here, just so that we know exactly where to put the replies. Yeah, so let's see. One of the nice features. So we don't have a way right now to translate the full application, Tim. It is, whatever browser, those can automatically translate it, or you can input whatever content and information in whatever language. But kind of the buttons right now, they aren't able to be in another language, unfortunately.
And there's another question from Tim up top. It just says, until you tell me how many layers of roofing are on the building, I can't rely solely on EagleView. That's a true statement. We measure what we see, and obviously we can't nail shingles on either. So we rely on humans to get out there and do some of that stuff that's out there. But I can tell you, leveraging the integration with JobTread, you can build in contingencies inside of your agreement and your proposal, so that you could have it include everything that would be included if it's a single layer tear off and there's no deck damage. And then you could have contingencies in your agreement that said, hey, when we come out here to inspect the job, and we find other, generally you're not going to understand deck damage until you actually peel the entire roof off, whether it's one layer or two layers. You just aren't going to know that. And you should always have contingencies in your contracts in order to manage those types of activities. So the beautiful thing about the JobTread integration is you can just change those things on the fly. I mean, it's just super easy to update the contracts, push something new out for or for agreements, or any kind of, because you can do change orders, right, Eric, right
Yep.
in here and manage that right with the customer. So
Yep.
If there's a change order that's required, super easy to do that with you guys. Eric, how long would you say it takes to, yeah, like if you're a brand new customer, how long does it take to get onboarded, and when kind of what's that look like with you guys?
Yeah, so we do have a like a whole getting started program over here where we walk you through all the steps that you need to get this set up. So, if you want to walk through it, it looks like you can do it in, 2 weeks. If you want to sprint, we could do it in a week. If you want to crawl, we could do it over 30 days. It's very much kind of the same steps, but I would say the key is, essentially kind of getting all of your templates set up and importing, your catalogs and your material list. That typically is what takes people the longest. And then, again, if you've already got, Excel sheets and things that you're doing it with today, to the extent that you can kind of share those and work with us to develop out, the specifics for your job, because I know everyone does it a little bit differently, and JobTread is very customizable. But every single customer gets a dedicated customer success manager that's on our team. They all have construction experience, and they will be able to directly, work with you to get JobTread set up and ready to go. We do also have live trainings every day, so you can hop into those and join those live, or some people just prefer to kind of come in and watch the recordings. There's a lot of kind of different topics that you can focus on if you want, and there's even a certification program you can go through to get JobTread certified. But I would say we typically see people get up and running within a week or two, if they put dedicate a little bit of time there and already have some of those templates put together so that we can import them, because that's certainly one of the things that will take the most time. I did see so Clint here asked about an Xactimate integration. So I know what a lot of our clients do who are running insurance jobs. They'll actually take the export from there, and we'll go into the budget, and you can directly import from a CSV. And so when you do that, you essentially just have to kind of map the columns directly to the JobTread fields for that import. And a lot of times too, even like kind of setting up cost codes and things like that, that can help be able to get that mapped up.
Yeah. And the other thing so a lot of the way a lot of people do it, Clint, is like you would order inside of JobTread, and your EagleView data is in your report order history. When you log into Xactimate, you can then go ahead and fetch that report from inside of your report order history. So it's not a direct integration. You're gonna, I mean, obviously Xactware, that's where you have to do the Xactimate work and the supplements. So, I mean, you can't do that in JobTread, but you can pull the data in from EagleView after you've ordered it inside of JobTread, and then you can do what you need to do with it to create that supplement, and then you can create that CSV and output it and input it back into JobTread. So there's it's not a seamless integration. I will tell you, you know, CoreLogic and Xactware very difficult to integrate with, very proprietary. They are very that is not an open system. So
Yeah.
it's people the platforms out there just don't have integrations. EagleView is really, we've been partnered with Verisk and Xactware for a year, so we've got that data integration in there, and probably the best way to use both of them is to start the job in JobTread, pull the data into Xactimate, and then push it back out of Xactimate into JobTread.
Yeah. I also saw one question about is there a phone app? So everything that you can do on the desktop, you can do on your phone as well. The neat thing is that JobTread is essentially is fully responsive. So if I come over here and we essentially kind of collapse this here, like you're going to see, like based on the size of the screen, it's going to respond to whatever size you want, or whatever size your device is. And so here, it's getting to two columns, and then it goes into single column. The nice thing is that, every single feature that you can do on the desktop is available to you on your phones, your tablets, like any device. Obviously you're constrained by the size of your your device there, but the all the functionality is available to you. We circumvent the App Store though to essentially not have to pay the 30% of your revenue to Apple or Google, but this lets us to also very quickly build and add new features that are instantly available on all the devices. You don't have to download any updates or do anything like that. It's just instantly you're always using the most up to date.
It's a great question. Paul said, if I order a report in EagleView, can I still import it into JobTread later?
Yep,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So that's through well, you can go and fetch the report, basically do a get report call, right?
Yep. So that's how all of these were in here. So, we've run a bunch of reports at this address, and so it's essentially pulling all of them that have ever been run and are available to you. You're not having to reorder them or pay for them again. Like once you have a report run, you'll be able to always get it.
And especially for new users that are coming on, you don't have to, worry about, losing your reporter to history. You can just go right back in there, especially jobs in progress or jobs that are in your sales pipeline that you want to build out the proposals for. As you roll on to JobTread, everything's available to you.
Yep. I see Tim asked, so the mobile app allows for GPS tracking, make sure employees. So yeah, the neat thing about JobTread is that we are able to capture that GPS data. So if this is red or orange, I guess whatever color you want to think that is, that's actually, it means that they're more than 1 mile away from the job site address. And so when they clock in, they clock out, even when they're shifting taking breaks, kind of changing tasks, like we're able to grab that geolocation. Now, what we can't do though is we're not just like constantly, pinging and tracking the devices, on kind of on an open-ended, unlimited basis. There, it does require them to clock in or switch task or take a break, kind of one of those things. That's when we grab it, and so if you're looking to kind of monitor your team and, on a real-time map, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do that. But I would also say the caveat to that is that, you're likely going to drain their battery a whole lot quicker. So, if the phone dies, then they're not clocking in and out anyways. Event based is fine. Awesome. Glad to hear that. So Paul, perfect. I use drone technology, so I'll need that feature. Yeah, so I think we did find that there were a couple more reports that I think, like the drone report that you guys can run. I think we are working to enable those.
Yeah,
Is that
that's coming. That's probably going to be a Q1 thing, I think,
okay?
for us to be able to fully import the imagery with our drones, with the EagleView Assess drones, and then the post-processed report. So stay tuned for that. That's an EagleView thing,
Gotcha.
and it's not you. It's not. We're not waiting for you guys. You're waiting for us to get that
Okay.
done. So, and we have a lot of stuff on our roadmap, and that's a priority for us.
Awesome. Yeah, you can see though here, I mean, there are all sorts of different options that we have made available, when you are ordering. We really tried to kind of add all the optional kind of bells and whistles that you would have got by going directly through the EagleView interface there. So, I think it's really helpful. I'm gonna switch back over here. I think we might have a couple more slides. Oh, so yeah, one thing that is really neat. Wanted to share with everyone. So we do have our annual user conference coming up. It's in January, January 15th to the 17th in Dallas, Texas. We'll have my whole team's there. EagleView is going to be there as a sponsor as well. Really appreciate that. So great opportunity though to really submerge yourself and dig in. It's a full 3 day event where you'll be able to learn not only JobTread skills and kind of get all that going, get the EagleView integration set up, but like even business skills. Like we've got, it's like over 50 ed sessions over the course of 3 days to help you learn how to build a successful business, how to manage sales, marketing, project management, job costing, your back office accounting. Like it is a full-blown 3 day curriculum that will help you and your team to be able to hit the ground running in 2025. We're expecting somewhere between 750 to 1,000 attendees this year. So it's really exciting. Can't wait for this event. Really appreciate EagleView's participation in it as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to being there. Really looking forward.
And yeah, so pricing, we've got a pretty low price point. It's $199 a month. That includes your first user, each additional, what we call an internal user, which would be like an employee or someone on your team that you need to be able to create jobs or manage schedules, assign tasks, kind of do all the kind of the day to day. So each additional internal employee is $20 a month. Once you get over 10 users, it actually scales down. 30-day money back guarantee. So if you want to try it out, hop in there. Again, if you don't feel like it's a good fit, we're happy to put the money right back on your credit card. But everything's included: unlimited jobs, documents, files. You even have unlimited what we call external users, which are your customers, your subcontractors, even anyone who doesn't need to really just like create and manage jobs. Like if they're just being assigned tasks and you want them to upload daily logs, you don't actually have to make them an internal user. They could be an external. Those are all free and unlimited. We'll help you get your data imported, setting up those templates, all the implementation, training support, everything is included. As we add new features, it's all included. We don't nickel and dime. We're here to kind of build a long-term partnership with you. The goal is as you grow, as you add more employees, more users, that's how we're going to make more money. We like to, everything we build, we want to include. We don't kind of keep jacking up the price on you. But one of the neat things, through this EagleView partnership, if you go and you create your account if you go to jobtrade.com/EagleView, you're actually going to be able to sign up and get 50% off your first month. So for $100, you can get in there, try it out. You still get the 30-day money back guarantee. We do also, though, give people at any point, you can upgrade to our annual plan, which, essentially in exchange for prepaying for the full year, you're getting a 20% discount, in perpetuity. So it takes that $199 down to $159. It's a great deal there. But other neat thing is that EagleView is also offering everyone who's attended this webinar to get their first 5 EagleView reports for free. So we have some promo codes that we can provide you once you get your account created, and just let your customer success manager know that you're on this webinar. And right when you go in to order those reports, there's a promo code field that you can put those into, and that will get you those reports for free.
That just about covers your first month.
Yep.
At least, if not more, actually. So now this is great.
Yeah, so I think we got open to answer any additional questions here. I see Tim said, I'm currently using EagleView but no CRM. AccuLinks has been the #1 candidate on his radar. It would be helpful if you can speak to how your product is equivalent or better and to sway you. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Tim, like what I would encourage you to do is, it sounds like you're probably more familiar with that. If you just go to our website, you can schedule a demo. We would be happy to spend the time to walk you through a full demo, answer any and every question that you've got, show you exactly how JobTread would work for you. I can tell you the thing that, our customers would tell you, and I encourage you to go and just, go Google JobTread reviews. I think we've got something like over 400 5-star reviews. The thing is, like, I tell people all the time, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Like we're leveraging modern technology. Our goal is to create an easy to use, easy to learn application that is extremely fast and responsive. It'll allow you to very quickly get up to speed. Our team, again, we all have experience in construction. We understand what you're going through. We're excited to work with you to help you get up and running as quickly as possible. And we've got a phenomenal community built out around this as well. If you're on Facebook, our JobTread Pros group has, I think it's over like 4,500 members part of that group, where again, it's people that are helping each other, learning from each other, sharing. Our team's in there. We very much are very active with our customers. We want to, work together. We view this as a partnership, as a collaboration, so I think that's like, really a great opportunity. And then again, we put on, we've got kind of, boot camps that we do here at our office. Those are kind of smaller 2-day, get you up and running really quick. We've got our annual user conference coming up. Our entire team, we're based in Dallas, Texas. We don't have any remote workers. We haven't outsourced anything. My entire team, I think we're about 36 people right now. We have literally built this entire company right here together in one office, working, directly with each other. I think it's really helped us to build, a really great company and a culture where people are excited to come in and work every day. The other thing I would point out too is that, we have taken the approach of like, we view JobTread as a platform. What I would say is kind of like we're an API first company. So, an API is an application programming interface. And so we have put a lot of focus and effort on enabling integrations such as what we've done here with the EagleView to help you create a connected ecosystem of all of the tools and the features that you need to manage your business. At the end of the day, we recognize that there's no one size, one silver bullet, one magic bullet, whatever you want to call it. Like, it often does take a couple different applications. I mean, we're not going to displace your need for an accounting system, and so that's why we integrate with QuickBooks. There's a lot of other things that you may need for your business. We do have a bunch of features that we're continuing to roll out. We've got a lot of integrations that we're constantly rolling out. Our on-screen takeoff tool that's coming, I think will be really beneficial to a lot of you. But our goal is to give you the tool set and the platform that you need to manage your business as best possible. And I think that's what, a lot of our customers would tell you is the speed of our development, our responsiveness, the ease of use. Those are the reasons. And then our goal to keep JobTread as affordable as possible. We didn't increase our price last year. We're not increasing it this next year. We're probably one of the only software companies in America that hadn't done that. But at the end of the day, like, our approach is we believe that software should be affordable, and we want to get it into our customers' hands and as many people's hands out there so that they can be successful, build successful businesses. That's what it's about to us. Our goal is to become the standard for construction management. And in order to do that, we got to be able to get it into tens of thousands of construction companies' hands, eventually hundreds of thousands all over the world. So we want to keep it as affordable as possible. And that's ultimately our approach is to make it easy to use and very affordable for you. Client, can you import leads from a website straight into JobTread? Yeah, so you can take our, we have what's called a web form, and you can directly import or embed that onto your website. So if you come over here to the settings, if you go to the web forms, well, we don't have one set up here. Well, I can just create one. So this is where like you can go through and like you can completely customize what this form is going to be and what information you want to have on it. And what that's going to do is that's going to directly populate into your JobTread. So let me see if we got anything. Hadn't built out too much in this demo. So I'll come over here. So like, if we come look at that web form, you can see here, like, we've got like a lead capture form. Again, kind of all the information. If you want them to upload photos, files, whatever you want, all of that will directly populate over here. So this is in the customers. You can manage all of your customers, your leads. You can see your leads by status. You've got these nice little Kanban views where you can kind of, set up the different statuses for your CRM. You can drag them from one to the next. And you can customize all of these views if you want to view it by lead source. Same thing for all of your jobs. Like, if you want to view it, here's your sales pipeline, kind of where you're at. Here's, your by job status, kind of what, just it's very customizable. So, whenever you get all of your custom fields set up in JobTread, then you can add those to your web form and collect that information directly from your website. And we have a whole tool that will provide you like a customer marketing kit where you can further kind of build out different information about your process. Let's see. And the cool thing too is like all this is like, let's say, I see like we got this description field. Well, it looks like we're not really using that. We could kind of bump that down. Maybe we want to add our location there. Maybe we wanted to show, we could show maybe, let's get 4 fields in there. Like we can completely customize, the information and what we want to show, right here. That's kind of how all of JobTread is built out too, is all these views, like you can come in and completely customize the information and track what is important to you right there. I'm currently working on our company website on WordPress. Do you have any APIs or plugins? Yeah. So again, you're just going to take that web form and take the embed code. You can either, use our hosted version, but most people will just copy that embed code and send that to your webmaster, and then they can completely customize the style, the look, the feel, get it fully integrated right there on your website. Awesome. Any other questions here? All right. Looks
That
like
was
hopefully
great
we
conversation.
got everything answered. But yeah, again, please do feel free to reach out on our website, jobtread.com. You can just hit the schedule a demo, or if you wanted to hop right in and get going, you can work, instead of going through our sales team, you can work directly with our customer success team. Just go to jobtread.com/EagleView, and this is where you're going to get that special sign up promo. You do need to sign up from here, and that will get it going. Bunch more information over here, but we got a ton of information on our website as well as on our YouTube. You can learn a lot about that as well.
Great. Thanks, Eric.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure putting this on with you guys. And thanks everybody for attending today. And there'll be you guys going to put this up on your website as well, for people
Yep.
to jump back on. So
Yep.
yeah, stay tuned for that. And, we're really looking forward to everybody getting running.
All righty. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks again. Everybody
Everyone.
have a great Thanksgiving.